Hello everyone and welcome back to Dragalia Foundry, a fan channel where everything Dragalia Lost can be found. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my first look at our new event, Summertime Saviors. This is our first defensive battles event that wasn't part of a Fire Emblem collaboration, so I'm excited to see what the devs came up with for this one. Of course, it has two of my favorite characters here, namely Mikoto and Patia, so I'm also looking forward to checking out the story, but for today we'll be primarily focused on the gameplay. However, I am going to react to and read through at least the beginning of the story chapter together with y'all now, since I assume we have to probably go through that in order to actually play the event itself. I have not read through this. Some people like when I read, others have commented that I read too much and to make other types of content. So I'm not going to read through this. We will probably be surprised by how the event progresses and may not know some things immediately, but I am going into this without having been spoiled. I don't know anything about the event or how it works mechanically, so hopefully we'll have a good time. I'll give you my impression of it, reaction, and basically we'll cut away if there's any particularly grindy segments where I don't have much to say or you just have to repeat the same quest in order to continue playing. Alright, Patia is looking great. I feel like they took some Nadine influence here with the jorts. Look at these blue seas and white sandy beaches. I believe this is going to be the vacation of my dreams. Vice Captain Patia, on leave, finally, from the White Sparrow Corps. You're certainly in high spirits, Patia, but I understand if anyone deserves a vacation, it's you. Indeed, I hear the White Sparrows have been forced to deal with everything from bears to pirates to mutants. We've had a rough go of it lately. It's nothing less than a miracle that I was able to join you on this vacation at all. But now is the time to put my cares behind me and just enjoy my Gwarg. Just my luck to begin my vacation being struck by an errant chunk of driftwood. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh, this is no driftwood. It's a man. Do you yet draw breath, sir? Speak. Where am I? Yes, Mikoto. Washed up, literally, surfer of revelation. Oh my gosh. Heeding the will of heaven, I have been locked in a battle of life and death. Yet, how did I... Mikoto, is that you? One and the same. I am he who has attained revelation, and he who seeks Minuichi. And now I am he who was swept away by the waves. And what does that mean exactly? The last part specifically. I was surfing the ocean in search of my poor lost cat Minuichi when both I and my board were swamped by a rogue wave and shipwrecked. How can one be shipwrecked on a surfboard? Did it crack in two, or... And who did I encounter then but a being possessed of unfathomable power? By all means, do not let my sensible question interrupt your monologue. As nature roiled all around me, it became clear I had given offense and would be forced to fight for my life. Thus did I battle the fell being day and night without pause. On the night of the third day, the beast unleashed a great flash upon my board. That is when I knew the battle was... You've been fighting on the ocean for 3 days? The next thing I knew, I found myself swept here. But where is here? This is Latham Beach. You are Mikoto. Oh, and I'm Patia, if you care. Well, now that we know how you came to wash up on this beach, it seems clear you aren't here to enjoy our vacation. Still, if you intend to continue searching for your cat, I suppose we could take the time to escort you to the nearest harbor. No, he ain't coming all the way here just to turn around and leave. Stick around, yeah, kick back. Take a load off. We would be thrilled to have you join us, Mikoto. What do you say? As divine providence guides us in all things, I have clearly been reunited with you here for a reason. However, I am not acquainted with the specific rituals of this vacation, was it? Might I seek your guidance in the matter? Looks like we have a fresh recruit. In that case, why don't we start out with some basic beach activities? I shall face all of your trials with the zeal of a challenger. In that case, everyone follow me. Right, this game is called Beach Flags. You see those flags over there, yes? The idea is to run through the sand in a pack and grab one of them. I imagine whoever can claim a flag most quickly is the victor. You got it, but I gotta warn you, Pati and I have captured more than a few flags in our day. So, at the risk of being a big jerk, one of us is totally gonna win this thing. Yes, we're all sufficiently impressed. Now then, anyone who wants to participate should line up here. Ready, set, go! Done. What? Rubbish! No one is that fast! It is a trivial matter for one who has attained divine revelation. Haha, I knew you shouldn't have dismissed this guy as a noob. You better give your all in the next game, and I think you know exactly which game I mean. I believe I do indeed, so for our next event... Behold, beach volleyball. Let us see if your fleet feet will avail you here, sir. I love the facial expression Patia has on right now. She's done this a couple times so far. It is pure joy and jubilation. So we are to stand in the sand and bat this spear about? I think you'll find it more complicated than securing a flag. Are you ready? Heavens above, I cannot possibly match the movements of this spear. Bailia, what a serve! That was my famed Mirage Ball, feared the world over by rookies and veterans alike. Perhaps our dear Mikoto won't be walking away with the prize so easily after all. Hey, Mirage Ball sounds like a good name for her skill. I wasn't aware this was a competition. Well, now that I have seen what you're capable of, perhaps you'll permit me to set the next challenge. Bring it on, pal. We're up for whatever. When Lucas said we were ready for anything, I do not think he meant we would be surfing with cats. Blurg. Oh, that was great. Cleo's gone under. Get a lifeguard. Stat. It does my balance no favors to share my board with this cat. If you but align yourself wholeheartedly with the flow of nature, you will become one with the waves, and the more you trust your partner, the easier this will be. Yes. Okay. Hey there, kitty. Go easy on me here, okay? Blurg. Meow. You have ridden the rough waves well. The joy within your cat speaks to the fact that you are of singular talent. That's all well and good, but how are we even supposed to tell who is the victor of such a ridiculous event? I feel like I've done a lifetime of beach activities today. I never knew some of these even existed. Mikoto's athleticism made for some truly stirring competition. What say you, Mikoto? How did you like your first ever vacation? It was quite the novel experience. Even having attained revelation, I would never have thought up the likes of best of 3, cat surfing, and watermelon smashing. I think that was new to all of us. Well, for a first-timer, you put on one heck of a show. Maybe there really is something to that whole Zen dealie you got going on. Ah, so that is the secret to Mikoto's otherworldly strength. In that case, the next time we have a spare moment, I would hear all of your secrets in terms of... Grarg! Oh, what is it now? Get out of here, you lot! This beach belongs to us now! It's a lovely day for a holiday, but not for any of you! We're not gonna let you enjoy it because you smell like, trash! I can't even take another minute of that off-key caterwauling. That's such a meta comment on me reading this right now. Imperial soldiers, fie! I don't know what those scum are doing here, but I won't let them ruin my vacation! Hey, we're risking our lives out here while you lot frolic and cavort at the beach. Well, now it's our turn for some fun. Yep, it's a soldier summer vacation. Oh, and we're gonna need the whole beach, so let's all move along now. That's it. Off you pop. Ta! As a knight of the White Sparrow Corps, I shall not stand idly by while you ruin the vacations of all merely so you can attempt to have one of your own. Heaven has spoken. Your behavior is a violation of the natural order, and all things must heed to nature's flow. Cram it with the walnuts, pal. If you won't get out of our way, we'll make you pay. What the? They deflected our attacks. Your attacks were pathetic. Your Highness, we shall stand our ground here. Please see the other vacationers to safety. Right. With me, everyone. Oh, I'm loving this so far. You curs are dealing with me now, and I shall stop at nothing to protect the public order as well as the right of the people to vacation in peace. What heaven knows, the earth knows, and what the earth knows, Mikoto knows. We will set down any and all in our path as long as heaven wills it. On guard! Okay, I am loving this. I really needed this. This was so lighthearted, so jolly. Summertime saviors? Good vibes right now from this. I hope that there's some colorful beach levels, beautiful maps. It's going to be a good time, I feel. You know, amid all the vagaries of life, this is why I like to play Dragalia, you know? So last time we had our Onslaught event with Nadine and Linnea. Loved the story, did not love the gameplay necessarily. This appears to be some type of hybrid between the past first Onslaught event we had, United Front, as well as the old defensive battles from the Fire Emblem collabs, at least in how it's been marketed and advertised so far. So I'm very curious to see what the gameplay is going to be like. Obviously the story, tantalizing, fun, joyful. We'll get back to that eventually. I'll probably make a video reading through the rest of it, where you can listen to my caterwauling and terrible voicing of the characters, but hey, it's fun for me to read through it. I really like it, so I hope you don't mind it too much. Let's see what the how to play says about the event. Clear event quests and defend the gate to achieve glory. Achieve glory to obtain useful items, then use them to unlock new quests and stories. Defend the area from encroaching enemies to clear quests and achieve glory. Clear event quests to earn event-specific items. During defensive battles, you'll be tasked with defending your gates from encroaching Imperial soldiers. Seems fair enough. Now, the layout here looks very similar to the Onslaught event. You see a gate in the background. Obviously, have Yuden here with his summer garb. Not summonable yet, but perhaps, you never know. There's likely going to be a banner with Mikoto and Patia, but perhaps after that, there could be a Gala banner at the end of the month that also has summer characters on it, maybe even another summer event. Okay, so we've seen the help page. There's obviously some new castle stories, at least one that I saw. Let's check out the treasure trade. Champion's Testaments, Knight's Testaments, Damascus Crystal, Steel Bricks, Twinkling Sand. Those are all priority items. Within the other stuff, you know, early on, if you haven't been playing too long, you do want to pick up Consecrated Water. If you care about mana spiraling a lot of characters, eventually you're going to need a lot of gold crystals and other types of crystals. Dragon Fruit you tend to catch up on pretty quickly, but it can be in short supply early on. Same with the Whetstones, but you can play a lot of Imperial Onslaught to catch up on that. There are no Tier 4 orbs, looks like, but there are Light and Shadow ones, which gets me to some rumors about Mikoto and Patia. Now, I haven't played through the rest of the story, so I can't vouch for this or verify this, but some have said that Mikoto appears to be a light unit, possibly a light bow, from what people are saying. That would be pretty exciting. That's a weapon type element combination that I really like. And it seems like Patia may be a shadow axe. At least she's been seen in screenshots wielding a shadow Chimera Tech axe. So that would line up with the orbs that are here. 100 rainbow orbs. Yes, I'm definitely going to get this. And if this is anything like the last Onslaught event, you can certainly get enough crystals by grinding it out that you can clear out the entire treasure trade without too much trouble. These scales, actually relevant now if you're on your Fafnir, or rather Dracolith grind, since the Dracolith levels were increased. Fafnir medals, a small amount of Diurnell coins, and honeys. Those are great to see. One of the things I'm really excited about with this event is the possibility of converting some of my wings into honey or stamina because I have a lot of wings. I'm not particularly fond of co-op. I just have been doing the bare minimum to get by. But I love when there's events that provide a nice outlet for wings because right now a lot of the content where you can use gather wings and do co-op is harder in nature, especially if you're spending 5 wings at a time. Often you're doing quests where it's not necessarily a guarantee that you'll clear 100% of the time, depending on who you team up with. So I prefer to spend my stamina, it's more of a sure thing, and I have to find ways to use my wings during the week, mostly standard difficulty Agito battles. With this, I'll be able to dump a lot of wings into it, hopefully get a lot of honey. Yeah, there's some nice honey milestones here. Since this has co-op, I'm looking forward to doing that for sure. And one of the big rewards that was advertised is that you can get some tomes for unlocking shared skills. So you saw 5 light tomes there, and there should be some shadow tomes as well. If you need yet another indication about the likely elements of our 2 protagonists of the story, there you have it. You saw the 5 shadow tomes. And hey, the glory still goes up to 2 million. What did it go up to last time? It goes up to 2 million. I'm trying to remember. Last time, people were unhappy with how high it went up, so I don't think it was 10 million. I think it might have been 2 million. I really don't remember from the previous Onslaught event. Obviously, the defensive battles we've had in the past were 10 million, and that was perfectly reasonable, especially when co-op was available. So let's take a look at how many quests we have to get through. Oh, okay. It looks exactly like the Onslaught event. So, sensing a little bit of budget right now, not gonna lie, but we're gonna give it a chance. Let's click on this. We'll play through the beginner maps, and presuming that everything is going to be sort of similar, we will just proceed. I will cut out until we get to harder difficulty content, but let's at least play through the beginner maps together so we can kind of get a sense for what's going on here, and have to assume that the harder difficulties, just like with the Onslaught event, are probably going to be the same map over and over again, but maybe the progression will be a little smoother this time. Alright, I'm loving the scenery. Let's zoom out. Yeah, this is a great map. It's a shame that I'm just going to auto this and it will be done very rapidly, but this is a very great map. To talk a little bit about my team comp here, in past defensive battles, I've really liked Reina as a lead unit. She has that nice blade force strike, good mobility around the arena. Her skill is a little on the slower side to charge up, and it's one reason why I didn't give her a skill damage dragon. In these wave-based modes, I do prefer to use strength-oriented dragons, so that's what I gave her. But I just love the amount of sustain she has. Whether or not there's healers around, you're going to feel very confident if you're using her that she is not going to die whatsoever because she has a really healthy healing double buff and a built-in way to trigger it herself with prime defense. She's an awesome tank for this, so that's why I like to use her as a lead. The other character I used a lot in co-op defensive battles last time it was around was Heinwald, because Heinwald has a lot of the benefits of a strong DPS unit, but he can kind of provide some nice incidental healing for your teammates. Always feels good to keep them alive, whether or not it affects your own score. It is pretty satisfying to be able to provide that benefit to them. So those are the 2 characters I've led with in the past, and we'll see if the map is actually any different than past defensive battles. I really hope there's like a beach element to the map. Hey, here we go, defensive battle beginner. That didn't take too long, so we may actually have to manual this one. I don't know if they added an auto battle for this, hope they did, but defensive battles are kind of such that it might not be obvious how to auto it, but looks like they didn't add auto, so we're gonna have to play through it. Now this map looks very familiar. It doesn't even look like it's at the beach, actually. So we could be looking at some asset reuse here for sure. This looks like something that would have been developed by Intelligent Systems in the previous defensive battles Fire Emblem event. We even have houses here, and bandits, and bonuses. Which, to be fair, I preferred these defensive battles to the ones in the second Fire Emblem event, Kindred Ties. So this has some promise to me. And also, it's the beginner difficulty, so I don't really care too much that it's easier in nature. another wave. You almost caught me off guard. Imperial soldiers, heavy infantries, but we're obviously way more powerful than these foes right now, so we're just one-shotting a lot of them. Okay. Those Cyclopes, it's really good to know where they spawn because they can just snipe and throw boulders at your gate. I can't hit this Sapphire Hound because they won't walk through the barrier. Alright, one more of these, more enemy reinforcements. I could dragon here, I guess I will. Just for the aesthetic. Obviously, if I had Golemars, I would enjoy using Golemars very much. Looks like there were some new worm prints that came out with this event as well that I noticed in the shop, so just to talk on those a little bit. One of them had Striker Strength and Striking Haste. And Striker Strength, those types of effects like Slayer's and Striker Strength, or Slayer's Devastation if you happen to have the Sharina worm print from Kindred Ties, are very good in wave-based content if you're struggling. Wow, we managed to charge up our first skill exactly once, and it just ended the boss. So those things are pretty good for wave-based content if you're struggling. It just allows you to ramp up really a lot of strength buffs on your lead character. If you're someone newer to the game, or let's say you just have some Chimera Tech weapons, Chimera Tech is often enough that you can brute force your way through the easier difficulties of defensive battles, at least if past is precedent. But for the harder difficulties, you actually may want to rely on prints like that. Certainly not necessary, but I have found them to be helpful in the past, particularly when the game was more difficult. Okay, we get our victory reward for clearing out that stage on the map, the beginner stage. So we're going to move on to standard. I have to presume it's going to work out the same way. So let's see. I'll probably, if this looks exactly the same, I'll probably cut out a little bit. Obviously it's the beach at nighttime. Beautiful, love to see it, nice scenery. I really love these tropical maps. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I just wish there were harder fights on them because I think they're fantastic. But since this looks pretty much the same, after this fight I think we'll cut out and we'll wait. If any defensive battle maps look new, I will cut back in. Or if I get to the hardest difficulty and it looks like it's pretty much the same or we've covered everything, I'll cut back in to give you my overall impressions. So I'll see you in just a bit. Alright y'all, I'm back because I just unlocked Master. Standard and Expert were really nothing to write home about. Standard, the defensive battle map looked exactly like Beginner, and Expert was another defensive battle map that we've definitely seen before from the first Fire Emblem event. So far it looks like all clones of previous content, but I see Valix here on Master, so I figured this would be a good time to come back together, even if for the first couple maps, these skirmishes, we will likely just watch and play on auto. I'm a little disappointed to see so much of the content is just recycled content from the very first Defensive Battles event. Having said that, these skirmishes, I'm going to say it again, I love the ambiance of the beach on these maps. I simply wish they were a little more challenging, or that this type of map design and these aesthetics were put into the defensive battle maps themselves. It's so simple, but it may not be that easy to implement from a development standpoint. And yet something like that would honestly probably increase my enjoyment of this event quite a bit. So that's kind of my take on things so far, is like the presentation could use a little bit of polish. Granted, this may be another case where this was developed during a particularly difficult time as far as world circumstances, so I think we could only expect to see these improve, hopefully not worsen, and it would especially be bad if, like, every Onslaught event has the exact same maps, or every defensive battle event has the exact same maps. I really hope that's not going to be how this pans out, but when we keep in mind that this was an event type we didn't have before, so this would have been a filler period or a rerun, in that sense, I feel like it's okay. And I also really am excited about the story, given how much I liked the United Front story, so I'm hopeful here. Obviously, Valix's face makes me think Valix has something to do with the soldiers who want to be on the beach there, or who we met on the beach. So I have no idea if that's the case, but I'm optimistic right now about the story. I'm not as optimistic about the actual map of the defensive battle that we're about to do. I really think it could very well just be the exact same map that we've done previously across one or more events, or an event in its rerun at least. So we'll see. Maybe it'll be a beach defensive battle. That would be glorious. But unfortunately, it just doesn't seem likely. One thing I do appreciate about these event types, though, having said that, is the fact that the story is separated out. And there's no question that this was significantly smoother to progress through. I was never bottlenecked compared to last time. In the Onslaught event, I had to do the previous difficulty dragon fight several times to unlock the next difficulty. So far in this, I have not been bottlenecked once. I've completed everything a single time and just moved on. Now obviously we're a little low on stamina, so this is a great time to test out the co-op. We've unlocked Defensive Battle Master. Please be a different type of map. That is all I'm asking right now. And you know what? It may be a different one. It just may. I have a feeling if it's going to be anywhere, it would be on the harder difficulties.
I shall save the future.
Let's see who we team up with here. Sorry for spoilers, if you haven't beaten Chapter 14 of the story. That is the nature of quick play. I know that's the first time I saw Alex was through quick play, so... Okay.
Looks like we have company.
Well, something is different about this. This is the same map. Pretty disappointing to see that. However, a lot more enemies. And, they're not spawning exactly where I would have expected them to either. So something is quite different about what's happening right now. Uh-oh. Well, we don't have eyes on the enemy yet. Let's just make sure that the base is defended. Aha. I respect the amount of oh, good amount of enemies. Okay. They're trying things. But, I mean, this is... Among the defensive battles map, this is the one I've played a lot because I got up to 10 million points or whatever. Oh no, that was bad. Oh, I didn't get afflicted. I don't know, I have a oh wait, we have eyes on them now. I was gonna say, I have a feeling they're gonna come toward the base, so I should probably get prepared. These water enemies aren't a particularly good match for me. Light and Shadow Adventurers and the Light and Shadow banner makes a lot of sense for this because they're just neutral damage against everything at least. Whoa! Alright. Okay, good thing we have our dragon up since we're never going to be able to charge skills with how we're dispatching these guys, but that's okay. Well, it feels like they have switched up the patterns. Oh, a manticore? Okay. Everything's water now. My flame character is seeming not as good of an option at this moment. Please destroy any Cyclopses, friends. I don't know where they spawn. Alright. Is that the triple wolves? That looks like the triple wolves. Not good. Not good. Okay, it wasn't triple wolves. Whew. That was close. In the previous iteration of this map, there was a time when 3 wolves would spawn very close to your gate. This time it was the platoons, and that lead platoon did not look like it took aggro from anything. Okay, and we've summoned Imperial Stalwart Knight, aka Shadow Knight. Yep, looks like same attacks at face value. Let's hit him with our little skill combo here. That should be enough to pretty much finish him. Alright, done. Now, let us proceed. Well, I definitely had no idea what was going on. Because it's slightly different than it was originally, it's weird how the muscle memory from how it was originally kind of kicks in. But the last time this was playable, it was only playable in single player as well. And I did play it up to 10 million, so I played this a lot in single player. Kind of refreshing to play it in co-op again, to be honest, even if it's the same map. This wasn't too bad. Now I know there's some type of EX map, so let's take a look at that. Have to give them an F on the ambiance. It is definitely not defending the beach in any way. There is no cat surfboarding happening. Whoa, it looks like we got a fixed amount of points as well. We'll have to double check that on EX, but it looked like a fixed amount of points, which is different compared to how this used to work. Okay, I guess we beat Valix. I didn't see him, but I guess we beat him. We'll probably learn more about that in the story. Yes, Defensive Battle EX. Let's try this one out. And this will be the last thing we do for this video. We could solo this one. Let's go ahead and do co-op. It's fun to see what other people bring to the table, and makes for a more dynamic situation, I feel.
Let me help you
Just
out.
because with single player, a lot of the times, like, I did a lot of single player of both of the hard defensive battle maps in the past, but a lot of the times it's really just you, like, dragging your character to the same location, and you know exactly how it's going to pan out every time. In co-op, at least there's some randomness, because you don't know which of your teammates is going to cover which particular spot on the map, so you might take a slightly different path. Now this room is asking for a high might, so okay, there we go. I was going to say it might take us a while. Let's throw out Puppy. Looks like a pretty good team we have set up here. Veronica should be okay. I wasn't paying attention whether there's a healer or not, but she should be okay to take some damage if that player is feeling like they want to get risky. Oh, this looks...
Like we have
Okay, no, this is exactly the same, but probably harder, maybe more enemies. They went that way, so let me go this way, see what's going on over here. I hope I didn't miss anyone. Didn't. Alright, let's continue. Okay, there's some baddies. Let me dragon up. Good that there's a wind element one for me to at least do something of note. Yeah, I'm not sure how Cat Sith would do here, honestly, because combos are hard to keep, and you want more than just skill damage against ads. Alright, 2 people are on the base. So, oh, this is what's going on. I mean, I'm sure she's fine. Like, she's a Gala Dragon. She's awesome. In general, but I would say this is probably not, like, her best use case, for sure. Alright, I think the person who was near me went ahead and took care of the ones that were going toward the base. I hope so. Enemy... Oh! Oh no! Alright, gate is under attack. Nice. We got it. We got ourselves a challenge, I guess. I guess everybody here is as equally unfamiliar with this as I am. Let's just hit this Cyclops. Oh, you're a Manticore also. Well, I'm not going to do much against this Manticore, so you can handle that. I'm going to take care of these guys, because I remember them spawning in the standard difficulty. Alright. We weren't really able to do much with that skill. You can see that the ads are a little bit hefty. They take a few hits to actually take down, even from our team, which, you know, is reasonably powerful, so... Did he just die? I didn't even see him. He just got absorbed by cat swirls. At least they're being thematic with using cat dragon. Hey, there's Valix. We found him. What's up, Valix? Light element? Okay, just like in the story. Oh no, Valix. What's going on, buddy? Oh, there's also an Imperial Commander? You saw that break health bar go down, right? Alright, give the cat, gave the dog, and now we give the cat. Okay, this was pretty fun, but not gonna lie, it is a big disappointment that there's no new maps. This does feel like recycled content, but I respect the fact that there's a ton of ads and it's at least slightly different. Here, oh, well, I didn't get to read through it, but here we go. On EX is when it actually matters how well you do in some sense. But look how much glory we have. We just started playing, been playing maybe 45 minutes, half an hour total, and we already have like 300k out of 2 million. This is going to be a cakewalk to grind. This will go really fast, so despite the fact that there are definitely some flaws here, I feel way happier about this one from an event standpoint than the Onslaught event. Having said that, I think they're really going to need to work to differentiate these if they really want to keep both. And maybe they should just combine them, honestly, and get rid of some of these skirmishes. I like the fact that you can take on the story at a later time because, frankly, when I was playing through the Rhythmic Resolutions Facility event, I really felt like the story portion dragged. I started playing it late in the day, I just wanted to get my dailies done, and it was a long story to get through. So I do like the fact that the story is kind of separated out for you to enjoy on your own at your leisure, and these various maps are just presented as what they are, just a skirmish, conflict, whatever. These are the types of maps that would have normally been used to kind of intersperse story chapters. Having said that, when you just have the gameplay, and it does get kind of repetitive, so I don't know what they can do here other than just work on the ambiance, work on the polish of this, make it feel like the defensive battles are actually new content and not the same content that we've been doing for so long. That was not particularly hard either, so really I think that this boils down to another filler event when we look at it compared to the Onslaught event. It's a little sad for me to say, but I'm still walking away with this happy because two of my favorite characters, really cute stories so far. That's the kind of thing I'm looking for in Dragalia Lost right now anyway. I don't want anything super heavy or super dark. So this is probably going to be a win for me ultimately, especially when I get through the rest of the story, but I will say I'm hoping for more next time around. Let me know what you thought about Summertime Saviors in the comments below. Did you like this? Are you happy defensive battles are back in any form? What more do you want to see from this in order to make this a more robust type of event? I'd be very curious to hear what you have to say. But that is going to do it for this video, everyone. So thank you as always for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.